What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the #1 comment on YouTube. And I'm back with another review. Today, I will be reviewing Love is Blind. This is season 2. This one is episode 7, The Family Affair. So before I get started, for those who are new to my channel, I do detailed reviews of reality shows. And when I say detail, I mean I point out certain things that happen or stuck out in the show with me, or even things that someone may not notice. I kind of dive in there, but I don't do scene by scene. And as the #1 YouTube commenter, the things I point out, I look for you to things you want to add in, I might have missed, things you want to comment on. And, for those who don't know, this channel is the place for comments because that's what I thrive off. I need those comments. I don't ask for the subscriptions. I don't ask for the likes. I need those comments. We get down in those comments, have fun, go back and forth, learn some things. It's just the best part of my channel. So for you may not normally comment on somebody else's channel, this is the place to do it. We get in the comments and we really get in there. So let me go ahead and get into the episode for Love is Blind, because now they all coupled up. I do couple by couple. So let's start with, who we gonna start with? Let's start with Sal and Mallory. So they continue this episode with the pods cookout on the beach, and Sal, what I call him, he G-checked Jared and about Mallory. It's an issue where Sal and Mallory were having an argument of, Sal having insecurities about Mallory wanting Jared or talking to him too long or what have you. And Mallory threw out there, like, she thought it was kind of a dig that Jared mentioned that she didn't have a gold ring. And Sal, he feels comfortable talking to Jared and saying, like, because they was talking when they were, in the men's quarters about even Mallory, about having a connection with her as well. So he's telling them, like, well, I want to let you know, my fiance didn't appreciate you mentioning that she didn't have a gold ring. That was kind of a dig. And Jared gets real apologetic. I just want the best for you, bro. I always said that you were a great guy. I have my fiance, you have yours, and we just move forward. No, I would never do that. I just said it jokingly or whatever. Because he probably don't really know what's going on, because he know it really didn't go down like that. So Mallory kind of threw him under the bus, talking about Jared. So Sal checked him, but she probably didn't think Sal was going to say nothing to him. Sal was going to dig. He always wants to answer. He's always fishing for something so he can get clarity, because he thinks Mallory's lying or deceiving him, which she is. But, Sal wants to always get to the bottom. He always want to know information. So Sal takes Mallory to his apartment. He lives with a roommate, another guy who's a music teacher. And as a surprise, Mallory, she knew Sal's place would look like that, so neat, so orderly, had wipes in the bathroom and all that kind of good stuff. So for a surprise, Sal and his roommate sang Mallory a song about her in Spanish. And I can't tell that Mallory was really into it or whatever. To me, she's a good faker. So I don't know if she was just really touched by they took the time to do that, or she's just like, oh, that was wonderful. You can never really tell with Mallory. I don't trust her. To me, Mallory is one of those hard to read or emotionally unavailable people, no matter what she says. So Mallory, she actually introduces Sal to her sister, her older sister, and they're meeting at a restaurant. And you can really tell her sister is like a very serious woman. She's very, she's giving that interview questions, more like investigative questions. She's just firing them off so fast. And Sal, he can't even get time to answer it or whatever. She wants to know about his career, what his last name is. Has he ever been in a long-term relationship? She's like, you can see, like, Sal is getting stressed. Him and Danielle give the same signs of stress. Their eyes start getting really wet, like watery, like they're about to cry. When you see Danielle's eyes get wet and watery, like watch out, what's wrong now? So Sal gets like that because he's stressed or he has some type of anxiety-filled question for you or wants to know what's going on. So the more and more they conversate, or the more and more Mallory's sisters find off these questions, she's realizing like how ridiculous this process is. She realized that they're now engaged. She's learning about that, but now they get married in 2 weeks. You can tell just like she's not for it, but she makes Mallory get really emotional because Mallory feels like she's only doing that to protect her, and no one has challenged them as challenge her and Sal's relationship as a sister was. She didn't take it, she didn't get defensive about it. She's just saying like her sister is like her second mother, so she really cares for her. And what I did like about the situation to kind of calm it, because Mallory's sister was intense. She let her sister know, she's like, well, throughout my life, I am a person who makes good decisions. So like kind of trust in that. So I'm a good judge of character, and Sal like is the one. And like, I don't know if Sal's the one, but I do believe that she made the right choice for her family, because I don't believe that Mallory could or would present Jared as her fiance. Jared might be a fun guy to hang out and do whatever, extracurriculars, but no, Mallory would never bring Jared to her sister. So speaking of Jared, let's switch on over to Jared and Ayana. Jared is taking Ayana to meet his family, and he's met by his father and his stepmother. And his family was like really shocked because he wasn't really talking. He was like, well, who is this young lady? And he just hold up her ring finger to show they engaged, and they were shocked but happy for her. And we learned that, more so, the mother-in-law did the most talking. His father seemed really emotional. His father is a pastor, and he was just like moved to tears by the situation. And he was saying like he's been asked to do many weddings, but he had to make sure that he was able to do his son's wedding because he was so honored to do. So Jared and Ayana gave him the permission to perform their wedding, which he wanted to do. So as far as the wedding, Ayana's like a little teenage kid. She wants she wanted to wear matching Jordans with Jared. So I'm not surprised, but as I said, really in their relationship, they can do the surface, they can do the jokey back and forth, throwing little shots, playful. But when it's time to talk about real life, that's when the fairy tale always comes to an end. It happens every time. So while Ayana's talking to Jared about like wedding plans, he's playing his game. He's not really paying attention to her or whatever. But finally we got off the game. He's like, you got my attention, but like I got to get ready. And like, why he got to get ready? He's going to Taco Tuesday at 5. And of course, Ayana being she's an introvert, so she really doesn't want to go out with her friends. But it really kind of shows like how Jared, he's not going to miss a beat. He has a brand new engaged relationship, but he's going to operate just as he was. He's going to go out 3-4 times a week without his fiance, and that's going to be problematic. And when he actually left, Ayana was talking to one of her friends, and she's like, you go for that? Like, he keep going out? Like, this man's supposed to be a fiance or whatever. And she's like, yeah, I know. You like that? And, you could tell that she's really bothered by that. And to me, like, yeah, just plain and simple, Jared just doesn't seem ready. If he really believes that things are going to go smoothly, he can still continue to operate as a single man, but he's just going to keep going out. Ayana has reason to be concerned because to me, he's more talk than anything. And as she said, she doesn't really trust people. She goes by people action, and Jared has yet to show her the actions that he's willing to change. So let's get this out of the way to get my anxiety level down. Let's go to Danielle and Nick. When we say that word Danielle, we have to ask right behind it, what's wrong with Danielle this time? Something's wrong. she's got a concern. She's got another concern. It's a new 3 or 4 hours. She's got another concern. She's now concerned about, like, she lives with Nick, like how needy he is, and like she's not going to be able to keep up those standards, and moving into his condo. And Nick takes her to show their new home that they're going to live in. And Danielle, just all about her. It just can be something subtle or innocent with Danielle. It just bleeds insecurity everywhere, all over her. Like, you can listen to the little things she say. Like, she got to Nick's house and she's playing with the dog, and she's like, well, I'm just going to enjoy playing with the dog. I really can get used to this for the rest of my life. Like, I'm going to let you know, newsflash, that dog ain't going to be there for the rest of your life. But she got to make emphasis that they're going to be doing this for the rest of their lives. They're going to be married, but they have trouble every 3 to 4 hours, so I don't know how she thinks that's going to work out. And as far as Nick, he has now high anxiety about bringing Danielle and her things to the apartment, where Danielle pretty much says, like, she wants to, I guess, live the same life that she's lived before. Like, she wants to host a lot of friends. She's got video games out. She's got drum sets out and all of that. And Nick is like, can we put that stuff in storage? She's like, why would I do that? I use it every day. Like, we just can't have it out. Like, we're not 15 years old. And I get it that he got a point, but Nick has a way of saying, like, he can cut you with his tongue. And Danielle's probably used to it at this point, so Nick is not like all innocent. But again, whatever Danielle's got going on, it always overshadows what Nick is doing. So Nick brings Danielle to visit his family, and we see her mother and her sister, and they both sound like a father and a daughter. I don't know if they smoking cigarettes or what. They real deep, like, it's like, whoa, I ain't expect that voice to come out somebody's mother. And pretty much Nick just kind of straight throws Danielle under the bus. He tells his family that Danielle is just a worrier. She worries about everything. She has anxiety of everything. And Danielle, like, I guess she can't deny it. She co-signs it. She's like, well, yeah, I'm a ball of anxiety. I don't know. I use that phrase with somebody else. I don't know who, but Danielle kind of goes to try to make a good impression. She gives a little Easter speech about, how she feels about Nick, and his family is just like giving him the straight face, ain't no emotions, nothing. It's like crickets. And to me, and probably to them, it just sounds like Danielle is saying, like, how much she enjoys or appreciates how much Nick is taking care of her, like, with her being so full of anxiety. And, they have concerns because they're like, what I'm hearing is, like, y'all having trouble already. Y'all just met. They don't even know the half. Like, they have so much going on. It's crazy. Like, they should definitely just run off the break, regardless if his Love Is Blind. So Nick family, they give us a little insight on Nick, his sister, and says that, like, they know he's OCD. Like, back when at his condo, he has DVDs, like, people who use DVDs. Not a lot of people. They're kind of outdated, but he makes sure he alphabetizes all of it in his little closet, his little DVD closet. And his sister said that, well, can you tell Danielle, like, how you have that OCD thing, how you obsess about 2 showers a day? You're so anal retentive. I'm like, is that really an obsession? A lot of people take 2 showers a day. Being clean, there's nothing obsessive about that at all, taking 2 showers. But we at Nick's house, so who knows? So Danielle takes Nick to her apartment, and he was like surprised. He thought the way she described it to be so messy and all that. But he has to keep a good spirit going on, and it's really as what she described it. It's video games. It's a little drum set. I was expecting to see a big drum set. It was like one of those little electronic drum sets. But she has like blow up instruments and Nerf guns. It's something like a 14-year-old would have. So he's right. So like we leaving stuff out. It looks like a place a 15-year-old lives in. And she's even got a broken table. And why is it broken? Because she says she hasn't put up a no dancing on the table. So when her friends come over, they get dressed up in costumes and go crazy and dance on top of the tables and all that kind of stuff. And like she even made Nick put on one of the costumes. But after hearing that, it's like an issue. You know, Danielle has another issue. She feels like pretty much she's not going to be able to live the life that she is because her friends don't get crazy. But sometimes they get on a table and break stuff. And you can see all the calmness and patience come out in Nick's face. He's like looking like, are you crazy? And I'm right there with him. Like, she's like, well, you know, when we break stuff, nobody means to break stuff. So you go to work, pay your money for the things that you want, and you invite people over and they may or may not break your stuff and we just have to live with it. Oh, hell no. No. I'm with Nick. I mean, that is so absolutely ridiculous. Like, he's being calm and trying to, you know, get through to her that, like, people coming over to your house should not be breaking stuff. Like, that's like accepting or allowing your child, you at home, they can break stuff just because, and it's okay because they just having fun. No, nobody ain't going for that. Nobody goes to work or spends their money on stuff that they want to break. So Nick just like had it. Like, I need to take the costume off. I need a minute to cool down and all that. And, you know, Danielle's glossy-eyed and worried some more. So let's go with Shake and Deep Tea. So Shake is taking Deep Tea to his parents' home. Well, initially, no, he took her to his home. And to me, it looked like one of the, I guess, the shared apartments at the house. Because, I mean, Shake is living well. He's a veterinarian, so I'm really not surprised. Shake, and might I add, just like Love is Blind really did a good job of, like, picking out apartments with views. Like, you can see the whole city. And, like, that's just a beautiful view. Me, personally, I don't want to live up that high for any reason. I don't really have a thing with heights, but I prefer not to live up that high. You know, give me like the 8th floor max. I don't want to live on the 30th or the 60th floor. That's not appealing to me at all. But yeah, Shake has a great view. He can see the city, and you can kind of see Deep T she's kind of into that. She wants that life, even though she mentions that Shake's apartment, like, it's a bachelor pad and needs a woman's touch and all that, but she wants to be that doctor's wife. I get that. You know, it's not a medical doctor, but a veterinarian. And then Shake takes her to see his parents. And, you know, Shake got the Tesla. He wanted to show off to Deeps that he can do 100. And she looks a little nervous, but she plays it off and cool. So when they get to his parents' house, they were very welcoming to Deep T, and pretty much off the break, they like really approve of her because regardless of what they want, they into the snow bunnies and snow whatever. Their parents approve of them being with people of their culture, brown girl and brown boy, how they say it or whatever. And Shake's mom, I really liked her approach. She was like really genuine, and she was insightful, and she's a wise woman. Like, she's talking to Shake, you know. Shake still, regardless of how everything looks, he has to tell people the story that, you know, hey, I'm really not attracted to Deep T. And Shake's mother tell her, like, well, that's a wonderful girl in there. Like, she doesn't deserve less than somebody wholeheartedly loving her and wanting to be with her. Like, that's like ridiculous. And like, they absolutely think the world of Deep T. They approve of her. It's like a daughter that they never had, or, you know, a daughter that they would want to marry their son. So Shake is going to be Shake. He, like I said, regardless of how wonderful Deep T is on paper or to him, he has to have that animal attraction. He got to jump on her. So it ain't working. So let's get to the last couple. We got my man Shane, aka Doofy, aka Frat Boy, and Natalie. So we see Natalie. She's really concerned that Shane was talking to Shayna privately. It was bothering her. You could visibly see that it bothered her. She wants to know what's going on. And Shane, tries to clear the situation up because he knows it's kind of a bad situation. And he was telling Natalie that, like, hey, she was telling me that our relationship is fraud and there's no way that I could be attracted to you or we're compatible. And Natalie, she got the situation. She understands what's going on. She was like, well, that was kind of funny that Shayna called me and tried to offer me, somebody else if we're not working out or whatever. She's just like, she's not with Demon Boy anymore. So she's kind of miserable and she wants to kind of cause drama with us. So I'm glad to see that Demon Girl, aka Shayna, didn't break up what they had going on, because if she wanted Doofy so bad, she should have fought for him in the pause or let it be known. He would have been right there. It would have been like a what do you call it? Like a Ayanna and Jared situation. Like, you got to choose which one you want the best. And Doofy would have went with Shayna, only if he knew. That's why he was so upset. So frat boy Shane, he's always doing something just like shows his immaturity level, or just shows that he's like classless. He pours Natalie a little glass of champagne, and he just starts sipping the rest. And Natalie kind of say like, well, you stress so much that about the wedding that you can't pour a glass, like you like an animal or something. Because that's what he is. So now Doofy, again, remember Doofy only wanted, all he want, just what I want. I want a cape tux. I want a cape tux like a lord. But we find out that's not all what he wants. This is what Doofy wants. Doofy, I was thinking about like for the food, we could have like a kids buffet with like pizza and hot dogs and Natalie looking at him like, come on, like, are you serious? You want the cape, the Lord cape, and now you want to serve hot dogs and pizza too, I guess, with like cheese curds. I don't even know what that is, but because of course Doofy is from Wisconsin, they big on cheese. And Natalie lets him know, like, my whole family's lactose intolerant. We can't do that. Well, he like, well, can we just have like a fountain, like of old fashions? Like, it's just the old fashioned mix is just pouring out and constant. And Natalie's like, my family doesn't even drink, but Doofy wants that old fashioned fountain because his father drank old fashions. And that's important. He wants to have some kind of element that shows that his dad is at the wedding, and because he just recently passed away. So Natalie, she actually introduces Doofy to her. She's planning to introduce Doofy to her parents. And she sets it up where, like, because they don't know anything. When I say anything, they don't even know why she's been gone so long. She probably told them she was on a business trip or something. The plan is for her to meet her parents at the new shared apartment. She's going to, like, warm them up and pre-talk him, and Shane can go get dinner and the flowers before she introduces him. So, Natalie is waiting for her parents at the new apartment, and she's like really nervous, like a little kid, like she messed up or she's got something going on. And her parents were really surprised, like, wow, the new place, like, you don't live here. Like, she had a nice apartment. It was like a little apartment, and this is like an upgrade. It looked like it was on the 60th floor, and it's like, there's no way you live here. And she was like, I do live here, me and my fiance. And they're like, what? Your fiance? What is going on? And her mom is like really concerned, and her dad, he's like all for it. You could tell like her father's very supportive, and I could see how that dynamic she was talking about, like her mother's like running things, or she's more like concerned father, and the father's more like a mother who's supportive of their daughter. And I would say at the end of the episode, they had, Doofy walk in like, hi. And the mother's like, I don't know. I was like, why her mother look like that? Like maybe she was looking for an Asian fiance or what? But I don't know. That's where the episode ended. So pretty much, what I got 8. I think I got 8 and 9, or I don't know. I've been working so hard to get these things out because, as I said, the Dub fam said, "Hey, we want the episodes," so I did my best to continue to crank them out. So right now, I am going to take a small break until tomorrow because I got to deal with Married at First Sight, and that's a whole work in itself. But again, I appreciate y'all's support. Y'all giving me that energy to push on. So don't forget to get down in those comments. Let's talk about it and get this thing going. As I said, y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it, and I really mean it.